Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal space program. We've just successfully rendezvoused with Melber's Hulk derelict wreckage and got him. And there he is, inside there with Jebediah. He's the one in white. The originals are always orange, the new guys are white. I'm just kind of enjoying the in-vehicle views, whatever it's called. I think it's neat. I think it's cool. Anywho. We're going to go about now and rescue the other guy. Who was it? Negi. So we're effectively in the same orbit right now. So our relative positions are going to stay the same. But he's in a lower orbit. We're both in a low orbit, 85 to 75. So we're going to pop up to about probably like 150. So all we do, face prograde. How's our fuel? Monopropellant's fine. I do enjoy the monopropellant sound, so that's a lot of fun. So yeah, we're gonna go for, like I said, an apoapsis of about 150, just because we want to let him catch up to us. There we go, beautiful. And we're gonna warp out here. Yeah, well, just before. How's our inclination? Inclination's fine, right? Oh yeah, not a number. We're gonna warp to here, and then we will again burn prograde and up our orbit. So this episode we'll rendezvous with what's his name, Negi. See how long that takes. If that goes smoothly, kind of quickly, we might jump into building our lunar landing mission ship. Alright, so our periapsis. Let's raise that up just a smidge. Like up to like 150. That'll give us plenty of time for each other to orbit around and him to catch up to us. 33. Oh, there they're flipping, so we're roughly circularized. And there we go. 151, 148. That's pretty darn close. So quick save there, and now we let the time warping do its thing. Sometimes, if you're lazy and you don't want to do this really well, you can set these up, let them sit there, jump back to the space center, and watch and just advance time as quickly as you like. We're here, so we're with the ship, so our time fast forwarding is a little limited, but it's not too bad. It should only take another orbit, maybe two. I mean, he's already gone from halfway around the planet to a quarter of the way behind the planet, or around the planet behind us, I should say. Anyway, we'll do this rendezvous, save that guy, get everybody back down to the ground, and we'll start construction, I believe, for our lunar landing mission. Like I said, I do kind of want to do that, what is it, Apollo style. At least I think it's Apollo style. And we're going to say about there should be good. Quick save. We're going to be burning retrograde. But let's see, add maneuver. Should get markers. Yeah, we're still a little ahead of it. So again, just manipulate it until we get a nice closer encounter. And what is this? 7.8. That's about like what we had last time. What is that? 12.2. Nope, that was too much. Oh, touchy. Very, very touchy. 7.7. We'll leave that like that. We'll go with that burn there. Yeah, that should work out just fine. Quick save. Map mode. And that will be, yes, that'll be retrograde when we get there. That's only 4 minutes away, so we'll just time warp manually. Just keep an eye on it. Oh, that's not. Nope, that's not where the node is. Oh, because I'm set target orbit. Retrograde. Shoot, we're missing node a little bit, but that's okay. We'll make it work. We're just going to burn this down, and then we can fine-tune the intercept in a moment. That'll do. How's this look? Still 7.7, so that's great. It ended up being about the same thing. Wonderful. So quick save again. And same song, second verse. Warp here. get to the thing. Make sure we're set to target. Kill relative motion to the target, and force an intercept. It should be, where is it? I can't see it. It's here somewhere. I mean, space is vast. It's easy to lose things. And we're practically on top of each other. I'm in a higher orbit, so there it is. Okay, so now we'll kill our relative velocity. Yeah, we'll start killing that. We're close enough. It's only going to get down to 7.7, so we'll start killing that. Kill it. Alright, good. And now we just face toward the target itself, which is there. Burn toward it and force an intercept. Like I said, we drag the prograde marker on top of the target marker. That'll do. Quick save again. We'll time warp a little bit. We know we're going to get closer to it. We know it's going to wobble a little bit. Whoa, that wobbled a lot. That was interesting. Come on. Get on top of there. That'll do. Okay. So now we should be closing at a decent pace. Quick save again. Yeah, we can see it wander. Whoa. A little bit. And we blow past it. That's okay. It's salvageable. Definitely salvageable. And now again, we're close-ish, so now we are just going to burn toward it and force that intercept. Good. Now we'll just set ourselves up retrograde, wait for it to close, and stop. And then take control of the other one, transfer the dude across, and return them safely to the surface of Kerbin. Alright, so we're under 200 kilometers, or 200 meters, so yeah, we're going to just kill all, whoa, relative velocity. We're actually going away from it. Let's stop that. Now we're going, yeah, okay, good. Now we are slowly closing with it, so that's good. Quick save here. Let's point, let's just, I can't. We're going to rotate around. How's our monopropellant doing? No, we're still fine. Like I said, that monopropellant tank was overkill. We're going to point ourselves toward the target. That way when he comes out, he just goes straight across to it. Or at least close enough to it. Alright, so now again, take control of the other one. Oh, they're in the lander can again? Crew report? No, nothing to do. Okay. Alright, Negi. Burp, burp. And where? There she is. Merp. Now we just maneuver and close the distance. Oop, more notes, that's good. Slow down, up, slow down. Oh good, the hatch is like straight at us. Stop. Stop. Slow down. Up. Grab. Walk it up. And board. Alright, we've successfully recovered the two guys who were in orbit. Those will pop up. That's a great way to expand your Kerbal roster without having to buy them, because you can hire them and pay money for them, but why? They're now part of the program. That's great. We recovered them. A small reward. Then we got a bigger advance than anything else. We still have lots of fuel, so that's cool. This was a bit... Well, I mean, it's a little less... We've used a little more than half, so this is probably the right size. If we'd have gone with just a half tank, it probably wouldn't have been enough. Anywho, that's Orbital Rendezvous. That'll be using the same technique for this, any other rendezvous. The only thing that'll make it more difficult later is when we actually dock. And that's going to happen next, though, for our Apollo Style Mun mission. Alright. So, let's see. We're coming across to the day side now, right? Yes. I kind of want to land near the Space Center and not by the desert. So we're going to quick save. We're going to time warp just a little bit to there. Good. Nope, let's go orbital, retrograde. And hit it. Periapsis is entering the planet on the other side. I'm going to aim for the water over here, though. That should be nice and shallow. And there we go. That should work. All right. So we've burned retrograde. We're gonna return. The command module itself has some power. What do you have? 10, 20, 150. Okay, but it should be fine. We have some monopropellant. Not that we're going to need it or use it, but it's there. Like I said, that monopropellant was probably overkill. Still have lots of fuel. Pity. Oh well. Yeah, we will return everybody now to the surface. So quick saved. Yes, everything's good. We're on a return trajectory. Sadly, we're losing all these parts and bits and bobs, but that's the way things go. Bye. And now we're just set surface retrograde. Nothing more to do to it, but wait for us to land. We can go ahead and time warp, and then we'll hit the surface. There we go. Now all we can do is physics warp. And hopefully this will survive. It should. This was a fairly shallow approach. It should give us plenty of time to bleed off speed. We started at a fairly low speed. We were below 2,000, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and open this up, though, just to see the ablator. I mean, the ablator has 800 points versus the other one had 200. But something I noticed about this playthrough, I put it on normal mode instead of easy mode. So heating is 100%, whereas easy mode heating is only 50%. But I started that. We saw that big explosion with Val and the science module when she returned. I started that way. We're going to leave it that way. We're going to keep it that way and deal with the consequences. If it means we have to leave all the science in space and just return the Kerbals and the information with them, so be it. That's just fine. All right, so you're starting to heat up, buddy. Oh, and so it still has, there's still monopropellant in here, and there's still monopropellant in there. So it's going to here and there. Oh well. But with this size of capsule, it should be fairly aerodynamic on its own, and one parachute for this size is plenty. If I had, other stuff attached, I'd attach more radial parachutes, but we don't really need to. This big guy here is going to be plenty. Let's see, where are we going to come down? Yeah, we're going to come down either in the water or maybe on this landmass. I kind of doubt it, though. Our ablators, ooh, that's ablating pretty quickly, though. Almost a point a minute. Or a point a second? Almost. We are slowing down. We are getting thicker atmosphere. Textbook re-entry. At least I hope it is. As long as there's no explosions, it's textbook. We should start losing signal. Really? Oh, I guess not for this. Maybe this guy's just strong enough to where that doesn't happen. Interesting. Huh. The plasma blackout? Yeah, that's not happening. I thought that would, but it's not. Whoop. Oh. That was the other bits. That was the other part that I left behind. Debris. Where are we? And we might hit that landmass. We might just land in that landmass. Probably about where we were last. I think we were up here. Either way, we might hit it. Not the end of the world if we do. It'll be fairly close to sea level, so it's not that big a deal. Alright, we're slowing down. Definitely coming into the thicker atmosphere now. Especially around 25, maybe it's 23, whatever this light blue marker is. Melbers, and they're all dancing. Woohoo! Excellent. We should lose heat effects in just another few moments. We can already hear it, the volume of that winding down, so that's good. More debris exploding. Yeah, and there we go. Through the heating, no more ablating, hardly used any monopropellant or hardly any of the electric charge. We could probably actually turn it off and we'd stay, yeah, we'll stay fairly aerodynamically in line. We still have lots of time to go down. Looks like we might land in the land, we might land just in the water. Depends on when I think it depends on when I hit the chute. Alright, so 10 kilometers up. We're going to wait until we get below like 250 just because that was like the old number. If we get there. I don't know if we will. We might not. We might have. That might have been it. Oh yeah, we're speeding up again. Okay, so we'll wait though till we hit 5 kilometers to actually deploy. 5. There it goes. There she goes. Slowing us down, nice and gentle at 1G. Come on. And it should deploy. Now. Go. All the brakes. Ugh, 15 Gs. Good thing the Kerbals don't really feel the Gs like that. Awesome. And now we just physics warp until we're down. We do drop a little faster, but we're under 12, so we should be okay. Alright, last 100 meters or so. Bloop. Well, splash, but yeah. Let's see, this has already been done, right? No! Kerbin Shores. Interesting. Alright, we'll take that. Not that it's worth much. Yeah, and there we go. We got those guys back. Saved them from their eternity in orbit around Kerbin. And Orbital Rendezvous is a good thing to practice, good thing to get good at. We'll be doing some of that here with our upcoming Mun mission. Cool. Got stuff back, yay. And they gained experience in level 1. Level 1, wow, they're already level 1s, that's cool. They are an engineer and a scientist. Awesome. All right, so that's done. And we're at about 18 minutes. So, let's check this out real quick. Available. Service outpost, plant a flag. Oh, we can adjust a satellite. That's easy. Science data from space around, of course. That's, again, easy to do. Do I already have Minmus? Science data from space. So, yeah, we'll take plant a flag. Those are easy, fun missions to do off camera. Service outpost on Minmus, I'm not really quite there yet. But we have Mun. Plant a flag, data from space, from the surface, and explore it. Orbit, orbital spacewalk, and return. So that one's a bit more involved. But still, these are a bit simpler. Yeah. That's what we're going to do next. Go into the Mun. Like I said, I can do Minmus on my own. Those are easy. But for this is a bit more, I don't know if I want to say showy or artistic or something. But this, because it's going to be the Apollo style launch, it's going to be a little different. Okay, so let's start a new ship. Payload? Oh, there we go. Docking. Okay, anywho, sorry. We're going to start with the Mark 1-2 command pod. So we have a big enough crew to actually, you know, do stuff. That's good. And because we are going to eventually return with this, we're going to go ahead and put radial chutes on this. Reason being, well, you'll see in just a second. On the front, we're not going to put a parachute. We're going to put a docking port. Whoa. Oh, come on. Just don't always like lining up with things. Oh, it did for a second there. There we go. We're going to put a docking port on top. We're going to fly this, like I said, kind of like Apollo. So this is going to be here, and then we're going to have its, you know, the service module and the motor and things like that below this. And then below that, underneath the separator, we're going to have the lander, which is going to use the, I think the Mark II lander can, just so I can have 2 people in there. Because that'll be fun to have a scientist go down there and plant a flag. Yes. So, because we are going to be returning, heat, 2.5 meter heat shield on there. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. And then underneath that, of course, the Rockomax brand decoupler. And let's see. For fuel, we're going to do something, we're actually going to build a lot like what we just had. This, and I do want the RCS and that. Again, that'll be overkill of RCS, but we're going to be doing docking maneuvers on this trip, so we want a little more. So to make that happen, though, we want RCS on all 4 axes, and then same up here. Good. And same type of setup. Although we're gonna be a little more aggressive with the batteries, I think. No. We'll put 4 of these. Oh, 4 of these guys. Put it back here, nice and central. And then we're gonna put just 2 of you guys on here. There we go. Those batteries, they just look funny. They stick out. I guess they're okay. I don't need to play with it too much. And then, of course, at the bottom of that, again, with our poodle. Because, again, nice and efficient, and yet gives us what we need. So this right here, like I said, is about the service module. Yes, the service module. We've already done science from space around Mun, so we don't need to include any science on this. This will be coming back. They'll pick the science off of the lander and put it back on here, so we'll be fine there. We don't need anything else with it. Yes, and those radio chutes should be plenty. So, now we continue. We get another Rockomax decoupler. Do we? Do we really? I'm trying to think of what I've seen people do. Yes, I think instead we actually put a docking port there. Aha, yes, and I create shrouding. That'll hold everything together. That's cool. That's great. So from here, underneath here, we start building out the lander. We're going to get the Mark II lander can, which is a 2.5 meter part. Boop. And it'll have the capacity of 2 guys. These are made for landings and entries onto non-atmospheric places, non-atmospheric planets, surfaces. Yes. My wrist is getting a little sore. Underneath that, we're going to land this on the Mun. So it's not the gravity of Kerbin, obviously, but it's not nearly as forgiving as Minmus either. And I've been debating in my head how to do this. How to do this. Put that there. We'll give that a poodle. And then I think I'm going to put a bunch of these here. Yes. And put some terriers on those. Whoa. That was interesting. And those are all about the same height, so that's good. Oh, these are like offset though, aren't they? I like things when they're like nice and square, not rotated all funky like. That's better. That way the ladder is kind of in line. Yes. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Because we are going to be doing stuff on the surface of the Mun. We want some science. So we're going to slap a couple of these guys on. Not there. We're going to put them here. No, just 2. We'll slap 2 of those guys on there. It's going to be an interesting looking lander. We'll go ahead and put just one, because these are resettable. The barometer here, the thermometer here, and we'll put a mystery goo. We'll put it right here, next to the door as well. Cover the flag. Sorry. Oh, that's cool. I never knew that window was there. Huh. Anywho. So that's our lander. Well, of course, we're missing a very important part. Landing legs. Now we can go with 4. Really? That won't auto set to 4? Yes. Start retracted. So that's going to be our lander for the moon. It's not an exact build of what Apollo used. What I'm going for when I say, like, quote, like Apollo, is for these 2 ships that separate in space, flip around, dock, and burn and do its own thing. I think this should be plenty of thrust to weight. I don't think we'll have a problem. It's all an adventure. It's all an experiment. So let's get a big Rockomax decoupler on there. Good. And then below that, we're going to do a fairing. 2.5 meter fairing. And then we should be able to get big enough. Yes! Beautiful. Up to there. To here. And then can I close it? Okay. So see how it goes blue? You can close the fairing on pieces. I didn't know you could do that. I just learned that, though, about that on from somebody else's YouTube stuff. Oh, but good. Aha, yes, I can close the fairing around that little thing there. So that's cool. And that should keep things kind of atmospheric as we're going up, at least a little bit. Let's see, what does this say? Crew cabin empty, missing ladder, cannot transmit science. Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Let's go ahead and add a transmitter onto the lander. Actually, let's do the Communitron. We don't need much. Put that guy on there. Beautiful. So those are the ships that are going to take us, or that are going to do the work in space. Now the fun is getting them into space, which could be a struggle because that's probably pretty heavy. What is this already? It's already 53 tons. So we need something pretty beefy that's going to push all this up into space. I mean, that's a pretty big fairing on the outside, but I had to get that big to hide all those things in there. So now, next, the big guys. One, I'm going to say 2 with a mainsail underneath that. And then, now we're going to get some true asparagus staging. There we go. So, first we're going to do 2 up here. Oop, I'm sorry. 2 here. Like this. Fuel tank. Big orange boy. Good. We'll fix the aerodynamics in a bit. Actually, let's go ahead and move that down so that we can account for that. There we go. And then, underneath those, we're going to put some twin bores. Can I rotate? No, wrong way. Wrong way. There we go. Twin bores like that. Awesome. And then we're going to, of course, put the big old nose cone on the front. Good. Yeah, and those clear that. Excellent. However, I still doubt that's going to be enough. So, we're going to take all of this, even the separator there we go, copy, and do it again. And that should be even. Yes. So again, now we're going to get into some true asparagus staging. Although before I forget about it, though, let's strut the crap out of it. Yeah. Strut there. Strut there. Strut to the inside. Strut to the inside. Can we do struts? We should be able to do struts through the fairings, right? Oh, not quite. Oh, it hits the fairing itself. Well, we'll see what happens with it then. Yeah, nothing. Okay. So, now we're going to do, like I said, true asparagus staging. We're going to have it to where these 2 fuel tanks burn off first and feed into these 2. and then those feed into the center one. So fuel lines to and across. So that feeds there, and then we do again fuel lines here to the center core. Now we just have to organize all of our staging. So 2, 2, 2, and you are the middle one. So you need to be down there as well. This is nope. Those guys. We want those to drop first. We're going to put those guys down there like that. We're going to remove that from staging just because I don't want to accidentally hit it at the wrong time. Where is it? I'm not... I thought you could remove it from staging. Oh, there it is. Fairing staged. No. There we go. That makes a little more sense. Alright, so... we're going to... yes, this should work out. Those guys fire in there. What's this? Empty crew cabin, missing ladder. That's fine. We don't need anybody in there. For that, yes, we're going to have Jeb, Bill, and Bob. We're going to transfer Jeb and Bob across to the lander can, land them down, come back up, rendezvous, shoot back, transfer, etc., etc. Like I said, kind of Apollo style. We've got... almost forgot something kind of important for the lander can, because it is going to be its own separate autonomous ship. Well, we're not going to put any RCS on it. We don't need that, but we do want power on it. Power is kind of a thing, you know. Wait, that's going to block the thing, isn't it? Maybe we'll put them here. Anytime it crosses over something that's already 4 times, it does it again. There we go. Is that centered? No. Balls. There. That's centered. Alright, so that's there. And then we're going to add some solar panels as well to this guy, just so that it maintains functionality. Yes? Are you 3x2? Yes. Except we're going to rotate it so it's not like... yeah, it's not that orientation because that's kind of messy. Is that out? Yes, good. And then a little translation to it. There we go, nice and centered on that stuff. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That'll give us solar power and stiff. Beautiful. Yes, that should work out just fine. I'm just double checking. I don't have any other science, do I? Nope, 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 nope. They're all 4 on there. We're already at 32 minutes. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. We're going to try launching this on the next one. Oh, one other thing I wanted to put on before I forget, before I just jump out to the pad. Because I will forget it, you know. To there. To here. And put them in the same thing. And in between, no. There. So fire, release the clamps. We shoot up. It releases the outer stage for the asparagus staging. Then releases the second stage. We eventually release that stage. Whoa. Pop the fairing, and these engines are not going to ignite. We're actually going to ignite. Oh, we're hoping we're in space by that point. Well, this is a big experiment for me. This is kind of an adventure. Moon. Apollo. This is, like I said, kind of an adventure and an experiment for me. We'll see how this goes in our next episode. Save that. Yeah, and we'll take this out to the pad and see what happens. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. If you like it, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.